County at that time. Back in there is when most people, that's the only family that I know that actually have a deed for 2 plots. And that's recorded in Hillsborough County. The rest of the people just have what is known as certificates. And where the problem come in at is that back in the 50s and 60s, people were buying a space for $10, $5, and they were getting a whole plot for $80. Now what happened, sometime they came in and they made a deposit of $10, and they had the name put on the plot, and eventually paying $5 here, $2 there, and they got up maybe as much as $65 or something like that, never paid any more. Then the problem come in when the family come in and say, well, my uncle bought that plot over there. Yeah, but your uncle never finished paying for it. We can only give you the amount of spaces that the money covered. You know? And then the argument ensued. And then my response was, show me the receipt. You show me something, I'll honor it. You have nothing to show me, then I can't honor it. And he said, well, what do you expect me to do? How am I supposed to keep it? Well, legally, you're supposed to have it.
Documentation, of course.
If
Very
you
important.
purchase something, you should have evidence that you purchased something. Anybody can walk in and say, yeah, but that's mine. You know? Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do? So my thing is, if you think you own it, you're going to pay, and we find some evidence later on that you have it, we'll give your money back. Simple as that. If you don't have it, then you have to pay.
You know how many previous owners, if you know?
No, that was something happened where the city wanted to take this over at one time, and it was such a, the records, everybody had a story about the records. The person that was keeping the records, their house burnt, and that meant that everybody's records burnt. Well, if I gave you a receipt and my house burned down, what does that have to do with the receipt that you have in your possession? Did your house burn down? No. Well, what does that got to do with it? What I lost, I lost.
Has there been any recent remodeling or changes to the cemetery?
The only change you see is that the improvements in the road. The fence that you see there. When the city was building the complex over there, my thing was to get the fence, because that fence was all torn down. Get the fence put in around the outside perimeter, because there was a roadway back there, and the roadway was 40 feet. So the city divided 20 for roads and 20 for roads. And then I have to talk hard to get them to put the lights so the lights reflect over here. You can't see them now, but at night you will have reflection, but predominantly you're in the dark, except for the moonlight. But a couple of lights on that side. They weren't generous enough to put some lights on this side. You know, we're like the outcasts.
Has there been any type of media involvement in this, any spiritual activities here?
No, I hear that from other people. I don't know.
Okay.
So I haven't been out here.
Share how you feel.
Were there lynchings in here?
I have no idea. I have no reports of that.
There's a lot of pain in here. There's a lot of misery.
I agree with that.
And there's a lot of confused souls. There's a lot of confused people here, buried here.
I would agree with that too. What part of the country were you born?
Bronx.
Oh, well, you know, I've had people who had never been south, especially out of the Bronx, Queens and all. I lived in Queens. I lived in Manhattan too for the first part of when I got there. But I found that there was hardly anyone that had ever been south, let's say. As far as ever been as far as Virginia. And they found this totally unbelievable when they said that people were not buried together. They never heard of such a thing, you know. Why is that? Well, this is where it was back in that time. Right? We're talking history and we're talking reality. So I have to look at it this way. There are souls out here who never saw television. People out here who never rode on an airplane.
Yes.
You know. So you go way back, and I guess you've heard all of this story about the Reverend Wright and what he said, you know, and people go, oh my goodness, you know, he's all this stuff. But you see, I can relate to that, because as a black is what happened. And give you a good example of that. I was in the military, Korean War on the first line, fighting someone who never did anything to me, you know. And when I came back to this country after being over there for 3 years, I came back to New York, and I purchased an automobile and taken a driver station in California. I was going to drive from New York to Florida, see my mother who was here, and then on to California. I stopped in Carolina, went into a diner to get a container of coffee. They gave me a container of black coffee. Well, you know, in New York, you get a container of coffee, you put sugar and cream in the coffee, you know. So I went over to put cream and sugar in the coffee, and the waitress said, "Oh, you can't drink that in here." I was born in the South. I thought I had no intention of drinking it in there, but I thought at least I could put sugar and cream in there. So I got extremely angry because I had not returned here. I hadn't been back here 10 days, you know, from seeing some of the people that I related to, you know, partners, buddies in the military being shot down, supposed to be defending this country. And I threw the coffee at her in the container. And I went out to my car, and in that car I had a .38, and I said, the first part of the expression, asshole that come out of there, I'm going to kill him. Said, I'm going to kill him, you know, because here I'm supposed to be fighting for this country and everything, and then come back and I still have the same stuff about a container of coffee. I said, I knew I wasn't supposed to, you know, that's the rule. You didn't sit at the counter. But I thought at least I could put cream on it. Supposed to give me this black coffee, but I found out later on when you wasn't welcome, they would give you black coffee. That's the indication that you're not welcome. Just like
Really?
if I went to a Chinese restaurant, they gave me food that was overly salty. That means that you're not welcome.
Yes, sir.
The extreme amount of salt in it, and they tell you, oh, that's the soy sauce. It's not the soy sauce. It's extreme salt in the food, deliberately.
It's an injustice.
So it tells you that you're not welcome. So you have to learn to read the signs.
Yeah, they still find ways to let you know that you're not welcome.
Exactly. You know, you find the ways to know. And then, like I said, growing up in that atmosphere, it was easier for me to relate to. So as you get the spirit there, there's still a lot of bitterness there because of how they were treated.
Have you ever witnessed any type of church activity yourself?
I don't witness it, but you see, like I was saying before, when I'm riding around singing, bringing in the sheaves, I feel it because I feel that they're in present, you know. So I go around and I'm at peace because I'm singing, and as I'm singing the song, I'm memorizing, you know. And as I go and see some of the others around here that I know is buried in here, what they have said to me as a little boy growing up. So I really feel at peace when I'm around here. Whatever you call it, a spiritual connection or whatever you call it, but you know, it's what I reach as I go out.
What would you like to see accomplished from our visit here?
Well, as he just said, that he feels misery and confusion and all of that. That's something that could be publicized and let the people know because it goes back